Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh. So for today's video, I will be summarizing some points that point out by the speakers from the one of the forum that talk about the topic on Islamic finance needs radical change to live up to its expectation. So from there are four speakers, which are Dr. Ala Al-Abid and Mr. Mukhtar Hussain, and then Dr. Ashraf Iqbal, and then Mr. Rafi Hanif. So the debate started with Dr. Ala, and then from what the point that he pointed out, I can summarize that she pointed out that the Islamic Bank needs a radical change, okay, with the below points. One, that Islamic Bank has to achieve through maintaining the close links between the real economic and financial sector, may not into the debt kind of business only, but it should be close together with the real economics. Okay, then second point, she pointed out that it cannot move if it is still using the same conventional way of managing the system through fractional reserve system and debt creation. It can be changed to a full reserve system and risk sharing system through investment banking model. So she pointed out these 2 points to show up that he don't agree with the current model of Islamic Bank, and then it should be changed radically from the point that she pointed out. Okay, my comment is that the point that she suggested is true, but then it cannot be done immediately, but it can be changed when the demand and the political will are there to move further. Okay, this is my comment. Okay, the second point, this for the second speaker, which is Mr. Mukhtar Hussain, I can summarize that he agreed. Okay, he agreed that Islamic Bank is currently on a right direction, and he pointed out that Islamic Bank should be a price maker, okay, and continue to evidence it through the growth of market share, where we can see that the change through the system becoming more dominant. Okay, he pointed out that market share is very important to evidence that without market share, Islamic banking cannot show its strength to control the market, because currently we can see that the conventional bank is more bigger than Islamic bank, far away, as highlighted by the presentation that he pointed out the point that highlighted by Tan Sri Azman, that Islamic Bank is currently the market share of Islamic Bank right now is only 1%. It's only 1%, and then you can imagine that our market share is too small. And then when it is too small, how can it change the bigger system that we have right now? So then after that, he pointed out also that by innovation, okay, and the execution, okay, but like for example, innovation, he pointed out about the sukuk that had been launched in 1992 in Malaysia. It is actually a good effort and a good move that we can see Islamic Bank space is try to innovate, try to make asset class by its own by offering the sukuk, okay, for capital market, for Islamic capital market especially. And then he said that the second point, he pointed out about the execution. whenever possible solution that it can be done, then we have to make it executed. Okay, meaning that without any willing from any stakeholder, this move cannot be simply changed. Okay, and then my comment is that I agree with his approach because it should be reflected, okay, into the practical way, but not too ambitious towards changing immediately the banking system, but we have to make it slowly and then slowly but justifiable. Okay, and then move forward to Dr. Muhammad Ashraf Iqbal. He pointed out that the Islamic banking needs a radical change with the below point that we have to abolish the debt system where it mentioned by Allah Subhanahu wa Taala in land in Quran that we should be aware of it. Okay, he pointed out in Surah Al-Baqarah ayah 282 about the debt that being practiced right now. And then he said that we have to introduce the capital instrument base, okay, instead of a debt-based banking or debt-based instrument that can create more sustainable link between the real economy and the money creation. Okay, so my comments towards Dr. Ashraf is that for me, there is no significant evidence from any scholar emphasize on that the debt is not allowable. Okay, and then no specific discussion among the scholar quoting that the long ayah in Surah Al-Baqarah mentioning about the prohibition of debt. Okay, but it more towards the carefulness, how we manage our daily financial transaction by record our debt. Okay, that we handle, that we transact between the community or between man to man. Okay, and then I agree. Okay, I agree the point that he say that we should move further and not rely on debt instrument only, where the historical effect was recorded on its negative effect. Okay, toward this current debt instrument or fractional reserve. Okay, then we go with Mr. Rafi Hanif. Okay, Mr. Rafi Hanif. I can summarize that he agreed that Islamic banking is currently on a right decision, and pointed out that he agreed with the speaker that our own objective and destiny can be achieved. From he conclude, okay, every speaker mentioned about the social, economic, and environmental justice. We should maintain that. Okay, and then he agreed that it should be evidenced through the growth of market share. Okay, and we will see the change through the system when we becoming more dominant, okay, in the market. That currently happen in Malaysia. Okay, so because recently we see that Malaysia is expecting to become a mainstream of Islamic banking, maybe another 2 or 3 years only. Okay, move to 50% and more. Okay. Okay, and then thirdly, he mentioned about the change cannot be drastic to avoid more damage, but it may slowly change when everyone accepting it. Okay, and then it creates the market demand and share. Okay, and then he also mentioned about in the Western world, for example, the proposal has been made by one NGO in Switzerland, namely Momo, to the Central Bank of Switzerland, that in that proposal he mentioned about no more money creation industry. Okay, no more money creation, and then he goes toward changing into a fully reserve system, and then changing, like for example, the card that we have right now to Wadi'ah Yad-Dhamana, and also risk share, which is currently happening in Islamic Bank. We are using Mudarabah based deposit. So it shows that the Western world also concerned about that, because they know that the financial system keep actually being affected by this kind of debt instrument. Okay, and he also pointed out that it should be Islamic Bank should keep moving forward, and then should obtain these three control mechanism. That first of all, we have to get a market share, and we have to control it, and to have a sustainable toward social, economic, and environmental justice. And then to update the proposal made by Momo, okay, made by this NGO from Switzerland, and amend some initiative prior going to the full implementation. Okay, and then my comment from what he presented, that I agree with his approach, because as a Muslim we should come up, okay, with a solution as well, and by not keep relying on what was done by Western or non-Islamic economies. Okay, means because Muslim economies should think the ideal, the proposal, okay, to make a change, okay, and then I agree with him that currently what we are following what have actually been done by the Western scholar, and then especially from the non-Islamic scholar and economist. Okay, the point that I want to highlight here through the debate, I agree with the suggestion made by the speakers that Islamic Bank should move further, by not relying on the current system, but we have to evidence it through our own record, for example, market share and demand, okay, before we move further to other systems such as full reserve and risk sharing concept. I truly agree, okay, with the two speakers, which is Mr. Mukhtar and Rafi Hanif, that he pointed out Islamic Bank are currently in the right move and slowly becoming more dominant in the market. Okay, I think that's it for me. And then thank you. And then I already conclude my debates. Okay, and that's it for today. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi taala wabarakatuh.